Welcome to the product presentation from golftimer. This presentation will look at how to book group lessons and group courses. With golftimer, you can organize group lessons and courses quickly and efficiently. As soon as the lesson has been created, the appointment can be published to your customers, where your customers can book themselves on the course themselves, or they can be booked by the club secretary or by the professional. Let us now go into the system to see how easy it is to create a group lesson. We would like to create a group lesson on Saturday afternoon from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock. The lesson will specialize on chipping. First, click on the required day and start time. Here it is Saturday 2 o'clock. The booking window will then appear. In the right third of the booking window, click on the button Add a group lesson. Now in the window that has opened, choose the required end time. Here it would be 4 o'clock. Enter the cost of the lesson, for example €25. Then add an external note. This will all be published to the customer. Add the short text. And then the maximum number of participants, which is 6. Then place a tick in the box to indicate if the lesson should be published to the customer or not. Finished. By clicking the Create button, the group lesson is created and is immediately ready for your customers to book onto. On the calendar we can now see the group lesson, which we have just created, with the short text chipping and the amount of participants that are already booked on the course. It is here still 0. Okay, we have now created the lesson. I would like to now book one of my customers onto the lesson. This is done by clicking on the group lesson that we have just created. The booking window will now appear. To find our customer, we will use the search function. We are now going to search and book Joe Smith onto the lesson by entering the initials of his surname, SMI. The system will filter through the database and produce a shortlist. With just one click, we can now book Joe Smith onto the lesson. As Joe Smith has not yet paid, within the list of participants, his name will have a background color of red. Using the return button, we will return to the calendar's view of the week. We can now see how many participants are actually booked onto the lesson. Here one person is booked from a possible 6. Finished. Let us have a look how your customers will in future be able to book onto the lesson using the system. Once again we will return to the guest view, and with one look we can see which appointments are free and which are taken. We can also see the group lessons that are available and the chipping lesson that we have just created. Before we can book onto the group lesson, the customer would need to enter their personal details, either their customer number or email address and their password. Now it is possible for the customer to click on the group lesson, where the booking window will open. The customer will now be able to make booking. Once they have clicked on the required lesson, they will see the short note that we entered when the lesson was created. And by clicking on the button Book, they will book themselves onto the lesson. The system will confirm the booking to the customer. Creating a group lesson on the system will prove much quicker and more efficient. Through the increased hourly rate of group lessons compared to individual lessons, it is possible to increase income considerably. You will also be reaching out to a new target audience, as the costs involved to your customers are much lower with group lessons. There will always be a number of pupils within the group that will require private lessons. That was the end of the video for group lessons. Thanks for taking the time to view this system.